Marbella with Him and Her are proud to be sponsored by the friendliest bar in San Pedro, the Hogan Stand. The place for amazing food, live music and sport, karaoke, quizzes, and a welcoming smile. Why would you want to go anywhere else? Check out their Instagram page at the Hogan Stand and at the Hogan Hackers for their golf society.
This podcast may contain adult themes and strong language. Welcome to Marbella with Him and Her, brought to you by the Hogan Stand. He is
PJ Lopez and she is
Hannah Murray.
We're back.
We're back in our bedroom. Whoop.
We've got to get around the house a bit. You know, we don't always want to do it in the bedroom. A bit of variety is good.
Kitchen surface is quite good.
Yes, we might try it on the kitchen surface next time. We might try it in the garden.
Spare bedroom. I'm not sure if that's ever been christened.
We've always done the spare bedroom, haven't we? So I think it's good to...
But the other spare bedroom.
Oh, yeah, we haven't done it in there.
People think we live in a palace.
Well, to me, it's Crystal Palace.
Where else haven't we done it? The balcony?
Yes, we haven't done it on the terrace. I mean, lots of people could watch from there, but I don't think it's going to be an issue.
No.
And we
don't mind people watching.
I know, and I think we're going to start filming it as well now that we've got our new microphones.
Yes, we're not ready for that today.
No, although we are more clothed than we were last time.
I have kind of put my pyjamas on though. Well, not pyjamas, it's too hot for pyjamas, but bedwear.
Oh, I didn't know you'd done that. Bedwear, isn't that a language? And that's Bedouin.
Bedouin, you mean?
Bedouin, that's it.
Dancers. Anyway, totally off piste. So last week, when I was editing the podcast, I could hear loads of birds tweeting. So I've shut the door today because we didn't realise when we were doing it.
Shut the door.
Shut that door. During the editing, all I could hear was birds tweeting. So apologies if that offended you during last week's podcast. I personally think it's a bit of atmosphere.
I couldn't hear it.
Couldn't you?
No, not at all.
Okay, maybe it was fine then. I had a bit of a meltdown on Monday. It was, I think, the closest I've been to having a panic attack, not belittling panic attacks, because it definitely wasn't that. But I was slightly stressed.
Yeah, remind me what happened on Monday.
Oh, it was just at work.
Yes.
When everything went wrong and nobody was available to fix it. And it was just a bloody nightmare.
Yes, I got a panic phone call from you, didn't I? In
I was
tears.
struggling to breathe. I was like... It was, a lot.
And I had to remind you, we haven't done our wills yet, so can you not go that far yet?
We have done our wills, but we haven't probably had them authenticated. Well, that's next week, isn't it?
It is next week.
Yes. Something to look forward to.
Yes, signing our lives away, literally.
So we recorded the podcast last week before we went to Lark in the Park.
Lark.
This is an annual event organised by the International Theatre Studio that, of course, we're a part of. But it's the first year in quite a few years that we had nothing to do with it. We were just members of the audience.
Yep, I wasn't involved in any of the building of the set. I wasn't involved in the sound or the technical stuff. We just went and had a picnic and watched the play and listened to Paul Hull sing afterwards.
Yeah, it was great.
You had a bit of a dance.
I know, it was nice. He was on a real high afterwards because the audience all got up to dance straight away and danced the whole time throughout his set. I think he was quite taken aback. I think it was really nice for him to see that.
Yeah, and I mean, he's a great singer as well, so his set was really good. He had some really good dancey stuff in there for all age groups.
Yeah, it was brilliant, and he got a massive round of applause at the end.
Yeah, and it was a good atmosphere.
So the International Theatre Studio, they put together a show called The Fun Factory, which was written by one of our members, Kate Jackson, and it was very much based on truth, real people, and what really happened in the era of Charlie Chaplin and Lily Langtry, people like that. So it was ever so clever. Eleanor, our friend, made a great ballet dancer. Martin, however, not so great, but that was the point.
No, he didn't look great in a tutu, I've got to say.
No, Eleanor did it better, but it was comedy. And Andrew, as Charlie Chaplin, cut his finger.
Oh my God, we thought it was part of the play to start with until we saw blood squirting out.
Yeah, there was literally drops of blood all over the stage. We were like, oh my God.
Yeah, but the things you do for the arts.
Exactly. We had some lovely picnic items. We had everything that we needed, and then you somehow did a trip to Lidl and came back with loads more stuff.
I got a little bit excited because it was the Greek thing that they were having. So they had lots of Greek things. Meatballs. I mean, how good were those meatballs stuffed with tzatziki?
They were a different level.
However, I did leave them at home and forgot to take them. So we had them for dinner another night.
Yeah, you made it into a salad. It was absolutely gorgeous. I've never had stuffed meatballs with tzatziki before.
One of the nights I was trying to get to sleep, I couldn't sleep because I was trying to work out in my head how you stuff meatballs. And I couldn't.
Easy. When you're making the meatball, you put something in it.
How? How would you get tzatziki in a meatball?
Well, you need to roll the meatball, don't you? So
that's solid. That's a solid mass.
Well, maybe they squirt it in.
That's the only way I could think you could do it. But yeah, it was giving me a
you'd
headache.
have to squirt it in. Oh, don't you worry your pretty little head about it. I did Pilates this week on Monday. I've got into a bit of a routine of doing it on a Friday, and I love the Friday class because it's full body as opposed to Monday, which concentrates more on the lower part of the body. So I love a Friday class, but I couldn't do Friday this week because I had a couple of appointments. But guess who did instead? Coleen bloody Rooney.
Coleen bloody Rooney? Is she the same person as Coleen Rooney?
Yeah, same person.
Okay.
And she posted a selfie saying great class this morning at Studio 34 Marbella, which is my studio, which is just run. And she was on my bed.
Yeah, you would have had to have a word if you were there.
Oh, it was funny. It's one of those things. I was trying to work out if and what I would have done if I was in the class, because these people must get pissed off with people going, oh, hi, Coleen, can I have a selfie? But if
you can't have done that.
No, I wouldn't have done that. Yeah, as I say, I'm not sure I would have done anything.
Are you a Pilates farter? Would that have been a thing?
Oh my God, no, I'm not. And you're saying I should ask her that?
No, I was just wondering if you were. It would have been a bit embarrassing, wouldn't it, if you were next to her?
Yeah.
So she's in Marbella with her husband, Wayne Rooney.
Yeah, it's their 18th wedding anniversary. 18! They don't look old enough to be married for 18 years, but they got married really young, didn't they?
So we're assuming, because she lives in Audley Edge, and obviously Pilates 34, that's where they're from, that's where they originated. They got two in Manchester.
Yeah, so assume she went there, so that she probably knows the owner, I guess. But yeah, really cool to be coming to San Pedro. You know, all these celebs that come to Marbella and Puerto Banús, for them to be coming to our little town of San Pedro is extra special.
Yeah, San Pedro is on the map.
It is the place to be. I did body pump this week on Tuesday. I had planned to do body combat afterwards like I did last week, but it was too much. Body pump was, I put extra weights on, I pushed myself a bit, and then I was like, nah, I'm too tired to do another class.
Well, you had a bit of a number, didn't you, after last one? You thought you did very well until the evening, and then you were absolutely exhausted.
Yeah, so I was a bit nervous to do that again.
One day.
Some amazing people I have interviewed this week. A few I wanted to mention. Jordan Adams is one of the FTD Brothers. This is the most incredible, inspiring story. What a guy. So he and his brother are known as the FTD Brothers, and I first saw them because Jordan ran the London Marathon with a fridge on his back.
Oh, I saw that.
No particular reason that it was a fridge other than it's a talking point, and he got himself on the telly and was able to get his message out there.
Now, was it a fridge with a freezer compartment, or was it just a fridge?
It was just a fridge.
And was it a Zanussi or was it a Bosch?
Please don't take the piss, because this is a very serious item I'm about to talk about.
Okay. I will shut up then.
Thank you very much. So their mother died at the age of 52 from a specific form of early onset dementia. And that's what the FTD stands for. It's frontal temporal dementia or something like that. It is genetic. They have a 99.9% chance of developing this in their 40s. They're currently in their early 20s, and they've lost 12 family members to this, including their mother, their auntie. It's utterly heartbreaking. And they had to make the decision personally as individuals whether they wanted to take the test to see whether they had this gene or not, because it wasn't guaranteed. Their older sister took the test first and she didn't have the gene. So it gave the two lads a bit of hope. So Jordan is a year or so older than his brother. So he took it and he does have the gene. And his younger brother took the test a year or so later and he also has the gene. And because they have that gene, as I say, that means they have a 99.9% chance of developing this in their 40s, which is utterly heartbreaking. I mean, imagine finding something like that out.
Yeah, that's life-changing, obviously.
Yeah.
There's nothing they can do preventative stuff?
Not at the moment, no. I mean, what they're doing, so when he ran the London Marathon, that was the first of him running 33 marathons in 33 days.
Wow.
And he is English, they've got English accents, but their heritage and a lot of their family comes from Ireland. So they ran, I think, 32 marathons in all the different counties of Ireland to kind of represent all the family members who died, because a lot of them were from Ireland and living in Ireland. So yeah, they've raised nearly £2 million, or had done when I spoke to them. It might have gone up quite a bit now, to do with research into this, to obviously see if something can be done. His aim is he wants to save his brother's life, which is so beautiful. And his positivity and enthusiasm for life was just incredible. You know, he's so inspirational. And I said, you know, you're living proof that people can really choose how they feel about things and how they live their life, because we all have shit that happens to us. We all lose people we love. We have financial issues. We have health issues personally, issues at work, all kinds of different things. And it's how we deal with it. I said, you know, nobody would blame you if you wanted to sit in the corner of a room and cry. And he said, well, I have had issues with depression. You know, he didn't want to give the impression that he's all happy-go-lucky all the time. He is human, but for the most part, he tries to be as positive as he can and thankful for the life that he has for as long as he has it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, isn't it? When you're told that your life isn't going to go past a certain point, potentially, you want to live as much as you can in a shorter time
that
frame.
You've got, exactly. But I bet not everyone would have that attitude. Other people would just be floored by it.
Well, I'm not sure how I'd react, to be honest.
You wouldn't know, would you? It's impossible to say. But what a guy. So I urge you to look up the FTD Brothers. And obviously, if you can donate anything to their cause, brilliant. Or follow them on Instagram, give them a like, and just show your support, because they really are amazing.
Well, they are making quite a lot of advances in terms of Alzheimer's and dementia. So hopefully, by the time things may start happening, there might be something that can extend or prevent.
Exactly. That would be incredible. Louise Hill was my Entrepreneur of the Week this week on Monday. She is the founder of an amazing company called Go Henry, which are debit cards for kids. And there's also an app which is to do with learning about money. And she has accomplished something incredible. So she said that when her kids were growing up, she felt that they didn't really understand the value of money. And like a lot of kids, they're using their parents' phone to play games, and then their parents' credit card is attached to it, and they might be buying little characters for their game without really understanding the value of money for games and stuff. I think it's quite sick how they get kids into that kind of thing.
Exactly. And that's what they're doing. They're doing it on purpose, because they know that they can manipulate children at an early age and get them hooked on certain things.
Yeah. Louise and other people in the industry, a lot of people who are passionate about getting kids educated about money and learning about tax and mortgages and getting into debt and saving money and all this kind of thing that isn't compulsory. They've been lobbying the British government for many years to try and get things moving and get things changed. And they accomplished it last year. And from, I think it's 2028, it is going to be compulsory, not just for older kids like teenagers, but from the age of 6 or 7. They've done a massive amount of research into this, obviously. And I think Louise was saying that people's relationships and beliefs about money is formed when they're 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah, I think that's true. You can see kids that Mum, Dad, can I have that, please? I want that. It might be a pair of trainers because everybody's wearing them, but they don't realise that those trainers that they're pointing at could be like over €100. And to them, it's just a pair of trainers, but they don't realise that costs money and that they need to see the value of that.
Well, it depends on their upbringing. I said to Louise, the difference between a child being brought up in a family that's really, I'm talking about in the Western world here, that's really struggling with money and is constantly hearing the parents talking about not having money and not being able to pay the mortgage, and you're living in a household where money is a real worry, compared to a child that grows up in an affluent home where they've got, I don't know, multiple cars, multiple holiday homes, the kids are all wearing designer clothes. The experience for the child, just from the point of view of their relationship and understanding of money, would be completely different. And then obviously you've got all the people in between.
But the education about money shouldn't be different.
No, for sure.
Whether you're from a rich family or wealthy family or a very poor family, money is the same. And I think everybody needs to understand the value of it. Doesn't matter if they don't struggle for anything. They still need to know what that value is.
Even more so, I'd say, to be honest.
So, yeah.
So amazing that, as I say, from I think 2028, it is going to be compulsory in British schools that from a young age, children will understand about money and taxes and all that kind of stuff. It's fantastic.
Great idea.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was lovely to chat to Louise, and she was also one of the women that was on the India trip that I did. So I met her last year. Lovely woman. And then today, less than a week after she was on my show as the Entrepreneur of the Week, everyone was sharing in the sisterhood group. There was this big post online that Louise has sold Go Henry to Barclays Bank for £180 million.
Just as well she knows the value of money.
Yes, she does. So congratulations, Louise. That's
great, yeah.
Amazing. And she was actually on The Apprentice last year. Do you remember we were watching The Apprentice? And I suddenly went, oh my God, that's Louise. She was on the India trip with me. She was on as like an expert advisor, wasn't she?
Yeah, well, we see lots of her posts. You know, she's in the Houses of Parliament every other week.
Yeah, she's really an incredible businesswoman. So well done, Louise. I had another lady on called Julie Talbot, who came through the sisterhood as well. And she is in Asia with her family. She's got 2 daughters and they are world schooling their kids. They took their kids out of school a couple of years ago, well, 2022 now. Basically, they moved abroad because of her husband's job in 2009. And they've been abroad since, been traveling and just having the best life and really getting a lot out of life and travel and food and different cultures, meeting different people. And it was obviously during COVID where they had to homeschool the kids, as a lot of people did, and decided to keep going with it.
Oh, so that's how they're doing it. So they're homeschooling, but they're doing it in any location that they want.
Yeah, so there's kind of a term for it called world schooling.
I love
so they're
that.
I think they're in Cambodia. They were in Vietnam before that, I think. And then the next place they're going to is Laos. And yeah, they live out of backpacks, so they don't have many possessions. I mean, I made a point of amazing for the kids to not be growing up in such a materialistic world, because young people, particularly young girls and teenagers, having nice shoes and handbags and all that kind of stuff, and they just don't have that kind of life.
But they're also learning about so many different cultures as well.
Sure.
So one would assume that when they are growing up, when they're teens and beyond, that they will know so much about the world and about the different cultures, and hopefully will go on to use that information in their job and what they do.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I mean, it's obviously, I don't want to say controversial, but it's obviously not for everyone. And there'll be a lot of people that would say, oh no, your kids need to go to school to be friends with other kids and obviously getting the education and you can't compare and all that kind of stuff. And depending on what job they want to do, I said, presumably you've spoken to the kids about the future. If they wanted to be doctors or lawyers or things like that, they would have to go into education at some point in order to get the right qualifications. She said, of course, it's an ongoing discussion. And when they get to that age, if that's what they want to do, then of course. But
yeah, they may feel, I mean, I don't know what their age is, but they may feel when it comes to that exam time for the kids that they need a more stable environment and obviously choose which exam path they're going to take. Is it going to be the British curriculum? Is it going to be a different curriculum?
Yeah.
So they will need to choose something at some stage, I guess.
yeah, I just think it's brilliant. The way she portrayed it all, it just sounded like everyone was having a good time. I mean, the point is, if the kids weren't enjoying it, because I said, do they miss their friends and all that sort of stuff, but they're making new friends wherever they are and they're loving it. She said, obviously, if the kids hated it and wanted to be in school, we wouldn't be doing it. But they're really happy. They've got loads of friends from either expats or locals, and they play loads of sport as a family. So the kids are always active and things like that. They go cycling, they go swimming once or twice a week. They're always doing stuff. They go to quizzes 3 or 4 times, so they get education from quizzes. I was like, I love that.
I mean, it's no different really than digital nomads. And
That's exactly what they are.
So they are that, but with education as well.
Yeah, good for her. I also spoke to Lindsay Diane Russell, who I've interviewed before. She is an author and an artist, and she was selected along with, I think, 16 other people. I think there's 17 of these. There are lion sculptures around around London to celebrate the World Cup. Obviously, we're into the World Cup now, and the lions obviously representing 3 lions. She has painted it, so 17 lion sculptures across London in various locations, Trafalgar Square and things like that. Her lion is in the Great Scotland Yard Hotel, which is just round the corner from Trafalgar Square, I think she said. If you're in London, it would be a lovely thing to do to walk around the city and find all of these lions. If you look up London Heritage Quarter, then you can see a map where all the lions are. But we spoke about how she's painted it, and she wanted to try and connect football with Scotland Yard, as in the police. Also, there's a connection with Sherlock Holmes. So all these different things. Baker Street, exactly. It's all connected, and she wanted that to come across in her painting, an illustration of the lion. Really, really clever. So a huge honour for her.
Yeah.
Women Talk was really fun this week. I had Georgina, Sue and Debbie on. Somebody said to me, what do you think's better, Women Talk or Men Talk? And I was like, well, it completely depends on the people who are on.
Of course.
It's not that men are better than women or women are funnier than men. Not at all. It's all about the panel, and all of these 3 women are great. They're all women I've known for a long time. They're all natural, great talkers. Nobody really caught a breath. There were no awkward silences. It was just non-stop. It was brilliant. I wanted to mention it as well because it's Debbie's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Debbie.
Happy birthday, Debbie. Something we did this week, we decided to look back on our expenditure for May. We looked back over bank accounts to try and go, $8.99 on Amazon, $4.99 on Amazon. And we were quite shocked by how much we spent in May, because obviously it will be slightly different each month, on food shopping.
Yes, we seem to be a bit brash with our food shopping.
Yeah, we realised it was well over €300 in a month.
Which some of you might be sitting there thinking, that's nothing. But we've got cupboard fulls of stuff.
Yeah, we're not a family of 6. It's just the 2 of us.
Yeah, and we keep buying stuff, I think, that we don't particularly need. I mean, look, when I went down to Morrison's, we love orzo. Orzo pasta is one of our favourite things. It's basically pasta that's shaped like rice, and you can't get it here. They don't sell it in any of the supermarkets in Spain. They used to do it in Marks and Spencer's in La Cañada, and they stopped doing it. So when I went down to Morrison's, they had a special offer on, so I bought 3 packets of it. And then when I went to Lidl, they had like a Greek version of it. So I bought another packet of it.
So I think we're all right for pasta.
So yeah, and we have other pasta as well, and we've got lots of rice. So we have lots of things that we can use. And obviously we can't have like the perishables lasting for the whole month. So we have to get things like lettuce as we go on. But that's really all we need is just the fresh stuff.
I like to keep the fridge and the cupboards full. That's my, I say, problem. I know a lot of people are probably the same. But if I'm about to go shopping, I put together a shopping list. And if I can see we've only got 1 tin of tomatoes, for example, I'll buy another 2, because it has happened every so often in our lives together that you'll go to make something and go, oh, we've got no tin tomatoes. So I want to ensure that never happens. So if we only have 1, I'll get another couple. So we're not going to run out.
But what we are going to stop doing is buying so much, because this is awful to say, but we have often thrown things out of the fridge because we haven't
used it. Not so much recently, I have to
say.
No,
not so much recent, but we have done, where we just haven't used it in time. It's like, oh God, I forgot we had that, and it's well past its date. And we're better at, it doesn't matter about the date on it. If it's still okay and doesn't smell off, then it's fine. And that's how it should be. But there are things that have gone off or gone soggy or whatever. So we want to stop doing that as well. So I think, just if we approach it in a different way, it will be better.
So since we went through this list, we haven't been shopping since. I've really made a point of saying, let's not go shopping. Let's use what we've got. We have enough stuff in the fridge and in the cupboards to keep us going for at least another week or so. I don't mean we're not going to go shopping until all the cupboards are bare or there's nothing in the fridge. I don't really mean that. But at the same time, if there's only 1 avocado or 1 tin tomatoes, we don't need to go shopping to make sure we don't run out. We can just eat something else. As you said, the amount of different types of pasta, different types of rice, different types of noodles we've got is insane. And we've got enough stuff to have. We've got a chorizo in the fridge. We've got tin tomatoes. We've got chickpeas. We can make quite a few dinners out of...
So tonight, talking of orzo, I boiled up some orzo. We had some sort of cubes of smoked salmon, which we hadn't got round to eating. And we've got cream cheese. that was our dinner.
Oh, it's so good. It's literally one of my favourite dinners. I love it. And you put peas in it as well, which is really nice.
Frozen peas, always good to have in a freezer.
So I have been to Remy twice this week.
That's just greed.
This is the breakfast place that we went to last week or the week before?
It was the week before, I think.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, which we mentioned on the San Pedro guide. And I know a lot of people have been since we recommended it. And Dad and I went for our weekly breakfast on Thursday this week instead of Friday. And I said, well, let's go to Remy. And we had the Eggs Benedict, which is just €6, which is insanely cheap for Eggs Benedict.
Yeah, and you get your muffin, your bacon, and your egg times 2.
And it's nice to have it on a muffin. It should be on a muffin, but a lot of places do Eggs Benedict just on toast, which isn't how it should be.
He's such a good chef. Eric is his name, and he's brilliant. Lovely guy as well.
Yeah, you can see the passion in his food.
We've had a sneak peek at his menu, but we won't tell you about that yet. But we have had a sneak peek, and to say we are super excited is an understatement.
Yes, we can't wait. So PJ and I were near Remy today picking a parcel up, and I was like, oh, we could just nip in for Eggs Benedict. So we did. So twice in a week for me.
Yeah, once for me, but it was so good.
So at the quiz on Thursday night, there were a couple of rounds that were focused on the World Cup, which pleased some people, but not others. So the wild card round I decided to make about big moments that have happened in World Cup history. And then the picture round were 5 award-winning World Cup players throughout history. And you did all right.
Yeah, well, Peter is an absolute expert on football. So I've got to say he knew most of the stuff. I knew some of it, not all of it, but he filled in those gaps. So well done, Peter Bennett. You are a star.
So yeah, some people absolutely loved it, but Aoife and Maeve not so much.
No, well, they had somebody on their team, and when I was talking to him afterwards, it's a guy, so everyone said, well, you must know about football, but he lives in Northern Ireland, but he's Canadian, so he knows nothing about football.
Yeah, so they struggled a bit. On Friday, I was meeting my friend Charlotte at Sala by the sea, and I went a bit earlier in order to chill out in the sun for a bit. So I went to Los Espigones for the first time this summer. And traditionally over the years, when you get a bed on the beach there, you get a little ticket that gets you a free drink. So like a Tinto de Verano or beer or a soft drink or whatever. They've changed that this year. So it used to be, I remember when it was €8 for a bed and you got a free drink. But the last few years, it's been more like 12, 13. So now it's €10 for a bed, but you don't get a free drink. But there were 3 different bed options, which I thought was interesting. €10 for the standard bed, 15 for one with a thin mattress, and 25 for a wooden bed with a thicker mattress. So that's quite good to have the options.
What did you opt for?
The 10.
Oh, good on you.
Yes, I knew you'd be shocked and surprised and pleased.
I was waiting for you to say 25.
25. To be honest, I didn't see the €15 ones. I asked him how much the mattress ones were and he said 25. If I was going to be there for the day, then I would absolutely do that. But I knew I wasn't going to be there for that long. So
how was La Sala by the sea?
It was fantastic. They've done a lot of work there. They've done the place up, so to speak. And it looks great. I mean, no stone unturned. You can see all the attention to detail there. It looks really, really good. I loved it. The atmosphere was brilliant. There was a real mixture of ages there, which is nice because sometimes when you go to a beach club, it can feel a bit young and can make you feel a bit old and out of place. But it definitely didn't have that vibe.
Can I just say, I would never be out of place.
Oh, lucky you. And I will never be old.
No. We are forever young.
Yes.
We should write a song about that.
So anyway, yes, love La Sala by the sea, and the food is amazing. They always have they've got a Thai chef there, and you can tell the Thai food is really authentic and delicious. A mixture of prices, you can get little starters to share, and then you can have something really grand and extravagant. And yeah, it's fab. Great place for parties and get-togethers and birthdays. There was a hen celebration just behind us.
And you said there's this new thing that you've seen seen not just there, but in other places as well. But it's a thing, isn't it? Where people order champagne and ask people to spray it at them.
Yeah, there was lots of champagne spraying going on,
But
which
at
I'd not
people.
seen that. Yeah, I think people were paying, obviously people with far too much money, paying for the staff to come along with bottles of champagne and spray it all over them.
Very strange.
Very strange indeed, yeah. And especially as I was there with Charlotte, who supplies wine to La Sala and Hogan Stand and various other people, we were very much like, such a waste of champagne.
It is a waste of champagne.
Yes, absolutely. But whatever floats your boat. We had the Thai sharing platter, actually, which we've had many times there. It's really nice. You get a good little mixture of all the different Thai starters. I came home, or you picked me up, which was really kind, and I was sort of in the zone.
You were a bit too much in the zone, I might add.
I got you in the zone with me, though.
I felt scared not to.
We decided to go to Hogan's for one and had a little catch up with Aoife and Maeve, then went to Nuevo Siglo for some Chinese food.
Yeah, you were gagging for Chinese food for some reason.
Gagging sounds slightly strong.
No, I think you were quite keen. Very quite keen, is that a way to say
Very
something?
quite keen.
Anyway, you were gagging, that's what that
Okay,
means.
fair enough.
For Chinese food.
Well, Aoife and Maeve were up for it as well, as were you.
Yes, I wasn't saying, I'm up for any food. But I did have some different things that I haven't had before, thanks to Maeve.
Yeah, you had a spicy beef thing, which was a bit too spicy for me and Aoife.
Lovely.
It was nice though, wasn't it?
Yeah, Maeve is incredible in terms of her spice level is insane. Her threshold is way higher than mine. Way higher.
So yeah, you enjoyed that. And we also had the crispy duck pancakes. We had the meat and lettuce.
Yeah.
Love that. Love, love, love that. And today we have been to check out a new restaurant. The place isn't new, but they're kind of changing what they're doing with the place.
They've been open about a year, haven't they? The actual place, the venue. I think that's
at
what he
least
said.
a year.
I think he said it was last March.
Oh, okay. So it's called Cilantro. It's in San Pedro. It's on the same road as all these new places that are opening.
Yeah, where the cult is, about a couple of doors up, really.
Just up from the cult, yeah. And Pilates Studio 34 is up the other end of the road. So the road opposite De Bruno's and La Fria.
It's becoming the new road where everything is.
Yeah, it's one new place after another. So Cilantro is a Lebanese place. They've been open for quite a while doing deli stuff. So you can get takeaway. You can sit in there or get takeaway.
They showed us the Lebanese pizza. How good did that look?
Oh, it looked really good. So now they've got tables and chairs outside and they're starting to open as more of a restaurant. So you can go there for lunch or dinner.
Yeah, so they will still keep the place inside for the takeaway and for the delicatessen, but they're also having an outside restaurant, essentially. And they're going to put some tables inside, I think they said.
Yeah, turn it into more of a restaurant.
Yeah.
So really excited.
Lebanese food's good, isn't it?
Yeah, seriously good. And a lot of people like it. So it's amazing having these places in San Pedro. We're really, really blessed.
We were asking lots of questions, weren't we, about the food? What makes Lebanese food different to Turkish and Greek and all those? There's crossovers. So it's a father and daughter that we were talking to.
They were lovely people, really, really nice. Looking forward to spending more time there. So we're going to go in the next few weeks for dinner and check it out. So we shall report back.
Yes, keep an eye on the San Pedro guide because we will be doing a post about it. And then when we eat there, we'll be doing a video and everything to show you a little bit more about the types of food that you can get.
And something we did sample whilst we were there was their homemade baklava.
Oh.
So they serve it in what he was calling like a bird's nest. It's that really thin sort of angel hair pastry that's really crispy. And we love baklava. And this amazingly wasn't overpoweringly sweet because baklava can be so sweet because it's normally soaked in honey, but this one was more crispy than soaked in honey. It was gorgeous. Some people, when they've got a really sweet tooth, they do give them a little cup of sugar water if they want to make it even sweeter. Which you didn't need to because it was plenty sweet enough. But oh my God, the flavour. And they have a few different ones. So we had one piece that had pistachio on top and another that had a little bit of the lotus on top, which is like Biscoff, that kind of... Oh, that was so good. Really good. A creamy thing, isn't it? Yeah, really yummy. So we're looking forward to going back there for dinner. A couple of articles to mention from the Euro Weekly News. Malaga Airport handled more than 10 million passengers this year already, with British travellers leading the international market in May.
Well, it's what I said, I think, as soon as it started, but the troubles in Dubai and the Middle East in general, I think are maybe putting people in a different plane. Do you see my play on words?
Yeah, very
there?
good, yeah.
So I think there's going to be a lot of people that would have maybe have gone to Dubai will now switch and pivot to Marbella.
I mean, the place is busy. The restaurants are busy, the roads are busy, the beaches are busy.
There's some crazy ass drivers out there as well.
Yeah, there really are. Yeah, you do need to be careful on the
While
roads.
we were sitting in this restaurant cilantro, a car went straight into the back of a van.
Neither of them got out to check. We thought that was so weird.
Yeah, they were at the traffic light, so they were there for a good 30 seconds and then they just drove off.
Really strange.
Bizarre.
Michelin chefs return home to simpler dining routes. There's a Michelin star chef in Malaga called Jose Carlos Garcia, who is leaving Muel Uno in Malaga Harbour, which I've heard of, a beautiful restaurant. And he's going back to Café de Paris, which is where he started his career, in the old town or the historic centre of Malaga, to make more traditional Spanish food again, gazpacho and things like that. So returning to his homely roots.
Yeah, well, we've seen, it was actually on the Ava Longoria thing, but we knew this before. Danny Garcia, who's the Marbella Michelin star chef, has got a number of different restaurants, but he has one called La Beetle del Mar, which is his sort of, it's still great food and it's a lot of fish and everything, but it's more traditional. It's more Andalusian style food. And that's his way of still keeping his roots as a Malaga chef. So although he's got all of his other high-end upmarket restaurants, that one is great. And he's also a chef that really wants to maintain those roots as well.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. Going back to San Pedro and the road with all new stuff on it, there's so much more opening. Bar Sense is not where you get alcohol from. It is BARRE, and it's a form of ballet, kind of.
It's a mixture. I looked it up. It's a mixture of ballet, Pilates, and something else, basically. So it's a high impact, or is it low impact?
No, it's low impact.
Low impact.
But it hurts the calves. I've done a bar class before, and there's a lot of going on tip.
Bar, don't
You're supposed to hold on to a bar. Yeah, that's where the bar comes from. But it's a lot of going on tiptoes and things like that, which is all about the calf muscles. And whew, it's tough. I'd like to try it, though.
for me, that.
Yeah, you'll get cramp instantly.
Yes.
There's another place which hasn't been working on at all yet, but it looks interesting, called Bruma, BRUMA, which is a craft bar.
Yeah, I looked at their Instagram account and it's a very young couple of girls that are setting it up. I don't mean 12-year-olds. I mean they're
like
very, very
19, 20 or something. They look really
20s.
young. Yeah.
But yeah, that should be interesting because they might bring a bit of youth energy to the bar scene.
Yeah.
Which is what we need because obviously being youthful ourselves.
Yes, we want to fit in with other youthful people. And a restaurant that has opened as of last night in the same road is called Zushi Thai, ZUSIH.
Seemed to come out of nowhere. I mean, I don't remember them even doing it up, and then all of a sudden there was a sign.
It's open.
Yeah.
Opening last night. So really excited to try that. We popped in to ask if they had a menu, but they haven't got a menu yet. And last night was just a private party invite only. God knows why the San Pedro guide isn't invited to restaurant openings. Jesus. But anyway, so once we're allowed to go there, we will, and we'll report back.
Yes. So we've got a few things coming up. So we'll tell you about that one. We'll tell you about cilantro. And we'll tell you about Remy when he opens in the evening. So that's a few new ones to try out. And as I said, we're super excited about all of them because they're all very different from each other.
I've seen a couple of articles over this week. We talked about clickbait last week where the headline grabs you and maybe it's not as dramatic as it says. I've seen a couple of headlines saying things like, you could be fined £2,500 for flying the England flag at your house during the World Cup.
I keep seeing this. Yeah, what's it all about?
I'm like, what? So I Googled it to try and see what the actual thing is. And it's not that you can't fly the England flag. It's about the size of the flag. It can't be too big and you can't have too many of them. So, I mean, it all still does sound a bit weird. But before flying an England flag, just look up the rules to make sure you're doing it correctly. But it's not. I know, it's a joke, isn't it?
Crazy. Talking of England and talking of World Cup things, if you do want an atmosphere to watch any World Cup game during the day, and we're not talking about 2 a.m. in the morning, unfortunately.
What do you mean during the day? There are no matches during the day.
Well, okay, I meant early evening.
They start at 10, 11 or 12 mainly.
No, there was one on at 9 o'clock the other day.
Oh, really?
So anyway, normal time matches. All I'm trying to say is go to the Hogan stand to watch it. You'll get a great atmosphere, some great food while you're watching the game.
Definitely, but do book in advance if you can, especially if it's a Spain game or an England game.
So we may be booking in advance for Wednesday evening where England are taking on Haiti.
We are already booked for Saturday the 27th.
Okay.
We will leave it there. Come on, England, and come on, Spain.
Yeah, it's good. We are dual supporters.
Have a great week. It is goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from her.